Everyone's obsessed with SCHD for their Roth IRA. But the ETF that's quietly beaten it by 40% over 5 years is sitting right under your nose, and nobody's talking about it. Here's what's crazy. While everyone's piling into the same dividend fund, there's an entire universe of alternatives delivering better yields, stronger growth, or deeper diversification. The kind that could transform your tax-free retirement account. What if your safe dividend ETF is actually your biggest risk? Think about it. When everyone owns the same thing, what happens when everyone sells? Quick reminder, this is educational content, not personalized financial advice. Always do your own research before making investment decisions. Today, you'll discover 5 SCHD alternatives that each bring something unique to the table. The growth champion that's crushing returns. The yield king paying 37% more income. And the one that costs practically nothing while holding 582 companies instead of just 100. Each of these 5 alternatives solves a different problem SCHD creates. Harry learned this the hard way. He had his entire Roth IRA in SCHD, safe, right? Until sector rotation hit and he watched his diversified fund struggle because it was heavily weighted in just a few sectors. That's when he discovered something fascinating. The best dividend investors don't put all their eggs in one basket. They spread their bets across different dividend strategies, each designed for different market conditions, each solving different portfolio problems. Some offer better dividend growth, others provide superior yields for retirement income, and one gives you exposure to 582 companies instead of just 100. Let me show you what Harry discovered when he dug deeper. The first alternative shocked everyone, including Harry himself. VYM, Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund. This is Vanguard's secret weapon in the dividend space. While SCHD charges 0.06% in expenses, VYM matches it exactly at 0.06%. But here's where it gets interesting. VYM holds 582 stocks. That's nearly 6 times more diversification than SCHD. Think about what that means for your investment portfolio. When one sector crashes, you've got 5 others holding steady. The 5-year total return? 105.12%. That's powerful compound interest at work. VYM delivered 13.51% over the past year alone. With a current yield of 2.50%, you're getting paid while you wait. And in a tax-advantaged Roth IRA, every penny of that growth and income is tax-free forever. No capital gains taxes, no dividend taxes, nothing. Harry put 20% of his Roth here. Smart move, because VYM's top holding is Broadcom at 6.70%. That's a semiconductor giant printing money. JP Morgan Chase follows at 4.08%, the largest bank in America. ExxonMobil at 2.42%. Energy exposure when you need it. You're getting tech, financials, and energy in one fund. That's the kind of asset allocation that builds generational wealth. The 3-year return tells another story. 59.73% total return. That means $10,000 invested 3 years ago is worth $15,973 today. Tax-free in your Roth. But here's what really matters. VYM has paid dividends for 18 consecutive years. Through the 2008 crisis, through COVID, through everything. That's reliability you can count on for retirement planning. But wait, the yield story gets even better with our next alternative. DVY, iShares, Select Dividend ETF. This is where things get juicy. DVY delivers a massive 3.43% yield. That's 37% more income than VYM, and 68% more than SCHD's typical payout. Let's do the math Harry did. On a $100,000 investment, DVY pays $3,430 annually. VYM pays $2,500. That's $930 extra per year. In a Roth IRA, that difference compounds tax-free forever. Here's what nobody tells you. DVY has been paying dividends for 21 consecutive years. 21 years. Through recessions, pandemics, and market crashes. That's not luck. That's a proven dividend growth strategy. The 5-year total return might surprise you. 109.86%. Yes, you read that right. This high yielder actually beat VYM's total return while paying more income. How is that possible? Smart stock selection. DVY holds 107 companies focused on consistent payouts. Not growth stories hoping to pay dividends someday. Real companies with real profits. Real cash flow. The expense ratio is higher at 0.38%. But Harry ran the math. On $100,000, that's $380 annually versus $60 for VYM. The extra $320 in fees? You're getting $930 more in dividends, still ahead by $610. That's smart money management. Ford Motor leads the pack at 2.33%. Altria Group sits at 2.58%. Seagate Technology at 2.07%. These aren't exciting growth stocks. They're boring cash machines. Exactly what you want for retirement savings. The sector allocation tells the story. 26.17% in financials, 25.29% in utilities. These are stable, dividend-paying sectors, not speculative tech plays. DVY's 10-year return? 177.30% total. Your money nearly tripled in a decade, while paying you 3.43% annually along the way. That's the power of reinvested dividends in a tax-free account. Now here's where SCHD enters the picture strategically. And yes, SCHD deserves a spot on this list, but not for the reasons most people think. SCHD's real advantage isn't its yield or returns, it's the quality filter. This fund only holds companies that have increased dividends for 10+ consecutive years. That's a high bar. Most dividend funds don't have this requirement. They'll hold anything with a decent yield. SCHD demands a track record, a proven history. With about 100 holdings and rock-bottom expenses, it's earned its popularity. The methodology is brilliant. Screen for dividend consistency, weight by cash flow, rebalance quarterly. It's systematic wealth building at its finest. But here's the thing Harry discovered. SCHD works best as part of a team, not a solo act. He kept 25% in SCHD, but complemented it with our other alternatives. Because the next fund solves SCHD's biggest weakness: growth. DGRO, iShares. Core Dividend Growth ETF. This is the sleeping giant nobody discusses. While everyone debates yield versus growth, DGRO delivers both. 94.37% 5-year total return, with only 0.08% expense ratio, practically free to own. And here's the kicker. DGRO has increased its dividend for 10 consecutive years, every single year without fail. That's the power of dividend growth investing. The current yield sits at 2.04%, lower than DVY, sure, but that's not the point. DGRO focuses on companies growing their dividends aggressively, not just maintaining them, growing them. The 10-year dividend growth rate? 8.91% annually. That crushes inflation. In 5 years, that 2% yield could be 3%. In 10 years, 4% or higher. The trajectory is what matters. Harry discovered something brilliant here. DGRO holds 405 stocks, 4 times more than SCHD. You're getting massive diversification plus growth potential. The 1-year return shows the momentum. 11.25% total return. While many funds struggled recently, DGRO kept climbing. Apple sits at 3.09%. Microsoft at 3.02%. Johnson & Johnson at 2.88%. Tech and healthcare giants that keep raising dividends. That's how you build long-term wealth in a Roth IRA. The sector breakdown reveals the strategy. 20.36% financials, 18.99% technology, 16.90% healthcare. You're diversified across the economy's strongest sectors. Young investors, pay attention. If you're 30 to 40 years old, DGRO could be your secret weapon. You've got time for those dividends to compound and grow. By retirement, that small yield today could be funding your entire lifestyle, tax-free, forever. But there's one more alternative, and it's the contrarian play nobody expects. HDV, iShares, Core High Dividend ETF. This fund breaks all the conventional rules, and that might be exactly why it works. HDV only holds 82 stocks, the most concentrated of our 5 alternatives. But here's what's fascinating. Those 82 stocks are carefully selected for maximum income. 3.09% current yield. That's serious passive income potential. The 5-year return of 84.28% might seem lower. But remember, you're getting paid 3% annually while you wait. In a Roth IRA, that's tax-free income compounding forever. Here's where HDV gets interesting. ExxonMobil dominates at 8.70%. Chevron follows at 6.63%. Johnson & Johnson at 6.14%. Energy and healthcare giants that print money. When oil prices spike, HDV benefits. When healthcare demand rises, HDV wins. It's your hedge against inflation and sector rotation. Harry calls this his insurance policy. 15% allocation to HDV. Because when traditional dividend stocks struggle, energy often thrives. That's true portfolio diversification. The expense ratio? Just 0.08%. You're paying almost nothing for this specialized exposure. The 13-year dividend payment history proves reliability. Through oil crashes and booms, through healthcare crises, HDV kept paying. Here's Harry's final allocation after months of investment research. 20% VYM for broad diversification, 20% DVY for maximum yield, 25% SCHD for quality screening, 20% DGRO for growth potential, 15% HDV for energy exposure. That's 5 funds working together. Each solving different problems, each bringing unique strengths. Your financial planning just got more sophisticated, but here's what really matters for your Roth IRA. In a Roth IRA, every dividend is tax-free. Every capital gain is tax-free, forever. You're not just building wealth. You're building tax-free wealth that compounds without government interference. No tax drag, no filing complications, just pure growth. These 5 alternatives give you options SCHD alone can't provide. Want more yield? DVY delivers 3.43%. Need growth? DGRO's 94% 5-year return speaks volumes. Seeking diversification? VYM's 582 holdings spread your risk. Want energy exposure? HDV's concentrated approach works. Need quality screening? SCHD's 10-year requirement ensures it. The beauty is you don't have to choose just one. Harry didn't. He built a dividend fortress using all 5. His Roth IRA is now generating multiple income streams. Different sectors, different strategies, different advantages. All working toward one goal: financial independence through tax-free dividend income. Think about your own Roth IRA right now. Is it too concentrated in one fund? Could these alternatives strengthen your retirement strategy? Remember, the best investment strategy isn't about finding the perfect fund. It's about building the perfect portfolio for your financial goals. These 5 SCHD alternatives give you the tools. The data proves their effectiveness. VYM's 105% 5-year return. DVY's 3.43% yield. DGRO's 8.91% dividend growth rate. HDV's concentrated income approach. SCHD's aristocrat quality. Each serves a purpose. Each fills a gap. Now it's time to build. Start with one alternative. Maybe VYM for instant diversification with those 582 holdings. Or DVY if you need income now with that 3.43% yield. Then gradually add others as you learn their strengths. Watch how they perform in different market conditions. Adjust your allocation based on your age and goals. Your future retired self will thank you, because while everyone else is paying taxes on their dividends, you'll be living tax-free. That's the power of smart wealth building in a Roth IRA. And these 5 funds are your roadmap to get there. The choice is yours. Stay concentrated in one fund, or build a diversified dividend machine that works in any market. Harry made his choice. What will yours be?